This small movie is going to be about someone who's trying not only to justify the movement Black Lives Matter, which from now on I will continuously keep calling Black Lies Matter. Though personally I think we should change the hashtag from BLM to FOS or full of shit. I'll go push for that one, to be honest. But anyway, back to the story. She's going to protect Black Lives Matter, or full of shit, by saying that saying all lives matter is detrimental to Black Lives Matter. Because if you say all lives matter, you don't recognize that there are also other idiots out there who feel that they should be catered to more than everyone else. Therefore, all lives don't matter because they are not these idiots. Something like that. Anyway, I can rant on, and I have made some rants on full of shit in the last few weeks. I think this is going to be the last one for now. But this one is going to prove something that I feel is well worth pointing out. And that's that most black people do not support Black Lives Matter, or full of shit. But most people that do support Black Lives Matter, or full of shit, are white people. Which is weird, really. But okay, here goes.
I have a question.
Bring forth your question. I pretend to know all the answers. Well, I know a few.
I actually have a special request, and that is, can you please stop saying all lives matter?
Now that's a weird request. Don't you think all lives do matter? I don't understand your request.
We get it. We know.
I don't get it. What do you get? What do you know? Do you know that all lives matter? Well, if you know that all lives matter, why do you want people to stop saying that all lives matter? It's kind of weird.
This is a personal request from someone who has social media and Facebook and a soul.
Okay, so you have social media, Facebook, and a soul. What you lack, therefore, probably is intellect and a thought and a clue and all sorts of things in that direction. I mean, seriously, again, my question is, you want people to stop saying all lives matter because either you disagree with all lives matter or it infringes on something that you wish to keep hidden. Again, what's wrong with all lives matter? Do not all lives matter?
Somewhat. The ability to listen and reason and then react accordingly. Please stop using hashtag all lives matter. You sound like a condescending piece of shit.
I'm sorry, but you clearly lack the ability to reason. I mean, you think it's condescending to say all lives matter? How is it condescending? I mean, it can only be condescending if it isn't true. Your ability to reason is lacking.
We could talk about how when a house is burning down, you don't pour water on all of the houses because all houses matter.
I'm sorry, but you really need to fix that getting a clue thing. Because if you have a bunch of houses standing in a row next to each other, then yes, they will pour water on all of the houses, or at least the ones adjacent to the fiery one, to prevent the fire from spreading. Hence, all houses matter. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
We could talk about how if everyone at the table has a plate of food except for one person and they want a plate of food, we don't say, well, all plates matter.
Yep, once again, bad example is bad. Yes, all plates matter. That's why in the better restaurants, I don't know where you usually go to eat, but in the better restaurants, they try to bring you all plates at roughly the same time. I mean, they might not be able to carry all plates at once, but they will bring them together, unless they have a very good reason and they spoke to you about it first. Because when you are eating at a restaurant, you kind of tend to want to eat together. Therefore, all plates do matter. I'm sorry, you're one, making no sense, and two, bringing up the worst examples you could think of, because you're wrong in these examples, even though you try to be smart and saying, well, look, it's never all things matter, it's always a thing matters a little bit more than the other. But in the examples you give, it clearly all matters. I'm sorry. I have this thing when people are being particularly silly. I have to laugh. I'm sorry. You're being very silly.
We could talk about Chescalee's many videos on impact versus intent, what you think you're saying versus what you're actually saying, and how it affects people.
And then you're showing 3 video thingies of people who the very definition of racist describes. I mean, one of them, our beloved Nanny Franny, is by far the worst racist I know. Everything is because of Whitey. There is no genuine fault in that. It's just blame them because they are not us. This is groupthink 101. And you're defending this, you're agreeing with this, and then you claim that you feel that all lives matter is a negative thing because these racists say it is. And don't get me wrong, they are racists.
Now, if all of these have escaped your social media, congratulations, you follow all of the wrong people.
Yeah, they haven't escaped my social media, and I made some clear videos on Franny Ramsey and why she is a frigging racist. So, to me, she is the wrong sort of people, and you're following her. Does that then mean that you're the wrong sort of people, guilty by association? I don't mind if you want to go that way, but yeah.
So let's fix that in 2016.
I don't understand this. It's the current year argument. I mean, it was okay 2 years ago, but it's not okay now. It was okay 4 years ago, but it's not okay now. And don't forget, Black Lives Matter has been going around a bit, and it's based on the ideas of a cop killer and the Black Panther movements of the 60s and 70s. So why does 2016 suddenly make a huge difference in the fact that these people were cop killers and etc., 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 etc.?
But as your potential Facebook friend, probably not. Let me tell you that if I see you write all lives matter, I'm gonna swoop on that ass.
So, as my potential friend, even though you don't want to be my friend, if you see me saying something you disagree about, you're going to swoop on my ass. Basically, what you just said is you either agree with me or I'll attack you. Have you ever heard of this notion called free speech? Or free thought, for that matter? Or dissenting ideas. I'm sorry, we're not all going to think like you, especially because you're wrong. But even if you weren't wrong, we'd still not always agree with you. Just like people don't always agree with me, because in their eyes I'm wrong. Do I now have the right to be verbally or physically aggressive towards them because I deem them wrong? Because this is what you're saying. Damn, woman, think before you talk.
I can't be held accountable for the reasonable, beautiful things I'm going to say.
Yes, you can. Just like I can be held accountable for all the things I say. So if you already are starting to excuse yourselves from the terrible things you plan on doing, but it's not our fault, basically what you're doing is the same thing as the terrorists saying, well, you made me drop this bomb on you, it's therefore your fault. But wait a second, I never dropped the bomb. You dropped the bomb. It's not my fault because I disagree with you. This is true for you too. I'm sorry, what you're doing is basically using the standard sociopathic excuse. Well, you forced my hand into doing this, therefore I'm innocent. I didn't hold your hands whilst you did it, but I had to do it because I disagree with what you say. But wait a second, then it's you who feel you had to do it because you disagree. Do you see this? This is pretty much sociopathic, my dear. Are you sure that this is the line of thinking you want to push forward? I hope not.
First of all, you don't understand the origin of hashtag Black Lives Matter, or the importance of what it's doing in the world right now.
Yeah, unfortunately you're wrong. I do understand where it comes from, which kind of makes the point why it's such a bad thing, because it came from a bunch of whiny girls who used a cop killer as example for their movement, which they are proud of, because cops kill black people. And don't get me wrong, that is a genuine problem. But this is why All Lives Matter is more important than Black Lives Matter, because cops don't only kill black people. For every black person killed by a cop, roughly 2 other people are killed by a cop. Most of them white. I think it's 1.8 or something. But I don't know how you can kill 0.8 of a person, so never mind that. Yeah, I know, that was a silly joke. Anyway, Black Lives Matter only cares about the black people killed by cops, whether that killing was justified or not. And to me, that killing should never be justified, but again, that's not the issue. The issue is Black Lives Matter only cares about black people being killed by cops. They don't care about black people being killed by black people, which roughly happens 40 times as much. 40 times. Now do you realize why all lives matter? Not just black people being killed by cops. This is the incredible double think you guys have. It must be all lives matter, therefore it's wrong, because all lives matter takes away the spotlight from our beloved movement. Our movement must be right because we are justified in saying that we are right. And therefore everything else must be wrong. And as soon as someone points something out that disagrees with what we say, they are wrong. This is why I dubbed Black Lives Matter Black Lies Matter, or full of shit. And my dear, you are. Please open your eyes and see what is going on.
And because you don't understand that hashtag All Lives Matter was really a very condescending response to hashtag Black Lives Matter, an attempt at erasing actual problems that are happening in the world, actual racism and the effects of that racism, especially when it's put into the hands of people who have too much power and access to weapons and aren't necessarily accounted for in their actions. And no, that is not me saying that I'm anti-cop. I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-racism.
No, as I said earlier, All Lives Matter was a hashtag proposed by a lot of people, amongst which a lot of black people, because all lives matter. People being killed by police is a big problem. People keep being killed is a big problem. Hence, all lives matter. I'm sorry, but I'm not what's her name Shakur. I don't feel justified to kill police officers and then claim that I had to do it. Just like you just said you had to swoop on my ass if I wrong think or disagree with you. This is why all lives matter is important and Black Lives Matter is full of shit. Don't you see this? As soon as Black Lives Matter start talking about black on black murder, then maybe I'm proven wrong. But at this very point in time, they are proving me right. They're shutting down highways because Black Lives Matter. Fuck everyone who wants to go over that highway, whether they're white or black. It doesn't matter. It's shut down because Black Lives Matter. No, wait a second. Then it's not the lives of those people that matter. It's the lies that you keep pushing forward that matters. Hence, they're full of shit. I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to give you a little bit more time and people can go to your video if they want to see the rest of it. But you are so full of shit that yes, I understand why you push the Black Lives Matter narratives. And yes, I still understand why I feel that it's all lies. Again, the police needs 40 years to catch up killing the amount of black people that black people kill in 1 year. And it would have been a problem if they only killed white people. But why is it not a problem if they mostly kill black people? Why can't we mention that? Why can't we say all lives matter? Why can't we say we as a society need to protect everyone within the society? And the funny thing is, Black Lives Matter is mostly pushing for black people being able to do more crime because they want police out of black neighborhoods. Why are there more police in black neighborhoods? Because that's where most of the crime is happening. And the police is trying to prevent that. So basically what you're saying is we have to push the Black Lives Matter narrative so that they get more power, that they will force the society and the police to leave black people alone so they can do whatever they want to do in those black neighborhoods, which is kill more black people. Seriously. I know you dyed your hair blonde, or at least I think so, but you didn't have to. It's quite apparent. And yes, I know that's a dig at someone's look. But yeah, I have to make some joke somewhere because my God, are you an ugly individual? And this is not about how you look, but this is how you think. You are against all lives matter because you feel all lives don't matter. The only lives that matter are the ones taken away by the police. And yes, that's a problem. But aren't all the other ones a problem? According to you, they're not. I'm sorry, I wanted to give you one more say. I mean, I will link the movie of this person down below. You can go there and watch it. I'm done with this. This is so much bile. I'm done with this. I mean, I'm sorry. You are an ugly individual. Anyway, people, share, like, subscribe. You know the thing. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome. So let me know what you think, and have a good day.